Good evening and welcome to November Foxtrot. We're joined tonight by Alex, Jem and Sarah from UKAL. We've had, I think you have all been on before, have I? Is that right? I know we've had 3 shows with UKAL. So just before we kind of roll into it too much, you kind of want to just go around and just introduce yourselves a little bit. What got you into Airsoft, who you are, etc., etc.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm one of the co-founders of UKAL. Now, the other co-founder left last October, quit Airsoft altogether for personal reasons I'm not going to disclose. So now I've got Jem and Sarah helping me run UKAL as well. Best ever girls ever to help me out. So thank you very much to them. Been playing Airsoft for 11 years. I've done milsims, I've done Sterling ZBSs a few times, Defiant events, a JBG course. So yeah, that's my story.
God, I've got nothing really to say. I'm Jem. I've been playing Airsoft 6 years. Haven't been to any fancy events like that. But I'm a little CQB girl, and yeah, can't stop you, Alex. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Sarah, also known as Airsoft Vixen on socials. My first Airsoft game was 2012. Went to a paintball game. That's where I heard about Airsoft and just fell in love with it. Haven't done any milsims. I want to. That'd be pretty cool. But I've done battle sims, which is quite fun. So I've done a few battle sims and things like that. Mainly play CQB, but I like to switch it up and I like travelling around. So I'm trying to tick off all the sites across the UK if I can. See if I get
That's
there.
cool. Yeah. Nice. We're joined by our virtual studio at the moment of November 52, Pegasus Land Challenge, Les and Phil Dunn in Australia. Hello, Phil. Good day.
Hey, good day. Good day.
So the main reason, really, I mean, obviously it's always lovely to have you all on to have a chat anyway, but the main reason is that the GWA event, the Girls Weekend Away, sorry, it's the A that throws me because I always get to the weekender. It's Girls Weekend Away event that you have recently run. I think it was 2 weekends ago now, which was, from all reports, a resounding success. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. You can put a little cute in the beginning. It'll just help me find them. We might be joined by Andy. He was going to have a nap before the show, and it's possible that he may still be napping. So we will wait and see. Big shout out to Pegasus, who tried to wake him up, but we have still not been able to do that. So Andy might be joining, but Lance is unfortunately with a prior engagement. So I don't know. Should we sort of start going down the route of like the whole story of it? So where did the concept of the GWA come from?
I think it came up maybe a year ago. UKAL were approached to do some type of female-only weekend, but we already had prior commitments because of charity events we were running at the time. And then a group called the Sisterhood had brought it up again type stuff, and then we got approached again to like collab and help out and stuff, so we were like, yeah, let's do it. That's the
and was it quite an easy thing just to I mean, I'm guessing it wasn't a complicated decision just to go, well, yeah, let's go for it. Was there any kind of hesitation there, or was it literally just straight onto it?
I think, was it October when we started all the planning?
Yeah, I think I forced you two girls in. I didn't really give you a choice. I was like, right, we're doing this event.
we have a group chat where we basically, the three of us do all the managing of UKAL. So any ideas, anything we need to sort, all gets put in this group chat. So it basically was put in there, and Jem was like, we are doing this. Okay.
Because my memory ain't that great, and I can't really remember the conversation from a year ago of a girls' weekend. And then when Jem was brought it up, I was like, ooh, yeah, sounds all right, that.
Yeah.
But Jem and Ash have done the majority of everything. I don't have a computer, so I can't do graphics. And Jem and Ash are just absolutely spot on with graphics and posters and things like this.
I wasn't even going to try because mine would look rubbish compared to
that.
We've all worked hard.
I will let you. Jem's our little graphics designer.
Yeah,
UKAL,
brilliant.
So.
I've just got drunk.
I'll bring up one of the. I'll bring up one of the images because I think that's what.
Hey.
So presumably, Jem, you came up with the logo for that, which is a cracking logo for it. So okay, so it kind of sounds like that Jem was kind of the main force behind it initially. Then, so Jem, what was your passion for it as an idea? Was it just something that you just thought was, just something you wanted to do, or something you could see a kind of a real benefit for?
Well, as Alex said, it's something that we wanted to do, but we were planning our first ever charity event back at Warzone, actually. So we just didn't have the time. It's something that we always wanted to do. And then when the sisterhood said they were doing it, I was like, we have to jump in on this. It was obvious that we were going to do it. And we've worked with Warzone quite a few times now. They've been really helpful. We've had great events there. So I can't take all the credit for all the logos and stuff like that. Warzone have been amazing. I can't take credit.
Can I take a little bit though, because I liked the whole Wonder Woman, like gold and red, and, the W stuff.
We had
that is a bit me.
We had like the group chat thing going on, and we were like all putting ideas in and stuff. And then I was like trying to get the like visual idea across of it to not look.
I don't like pink, so I didn't want pink.
Stereotypically girly, even though it was a women's event. We were like, we need to show that, the whole women empowerment thing and everything, like, needed to look strong and everything. So the whole, like the Wonder Woman thing kind of came from that sort of thing. So that was quite good, but... And then
I like how Jem's like, can't take all the credit. There's a lot of people involved, and Alex is straight in like, I'm taking credit. I did this bit. I loved it.
I'm taking a bit, like 1% at least. Love you, Jem.
So tell us about.
Very hard, especially me.
So tell us about. So tell us about the organisation leading up to the event, because obviously, it's a big thing to run an event. Like, you've obviously got some experience with your charity weekend that you did. You've done 2 of those now, in fact, I believe. So did you find that it was quite easy to kind of transition into sort of setting this up, or were there any kind of specific challenges with this? Internet trolls, which we'll come on to in a little bit.
It definitely helped. I feel like it definitely helped us, the fact that we'd already done 2 events. So obviously we like our first charity event, we learned so much from doing that, of like, what does and doesn't work. And I think that we then used that in this event. So that was definitely helpful. But then obviously the theme of it was slightly different. So there were going to be, different ideas, different hurdles and things involved. But
sometimes I felt like there was too many cooks in the kitchen, but then I thought, well, actually, them other cooks in the kitchen have come up with really good ideas. So I don't know, it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? How many people are contributing? Because what was the 7 of us in the group chat?
Yeah, it got a bit mad some evenings. My phone would just be going ping, 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 and it's like, oh my goodness.
I'd get drunk on wine and just randomly screenshotting ideas that I'd seen, and some things worked, some things didn't. The best ideas come from when you're drunk.
I think sometimes.
I think we sent about 30 pictures of cupcakes at one point. I was just like,
and the red carpet.
Yeah.
Just literally sitting there hungry, you just started taking pictures of cupcakes and thought, oh yeah, I want cakes.
Yeah, like black and gold and red cake and like birthday type cakes and stuff. Should we do cupcakes? Do we put out a red carpet? Do we have blooming gold curtains for photo shoots or something, but we just thought, nah, scrap that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
fair enough.
we're used to creating events now. I think that we've done some successful events. The main difference is that we had a different audience. So this event was about getting new females into the sport and also focusing on females, which is something that we haven't done before. So whilst we have plans, loads of good events, it has been challenging trying to get that target audience, which worked amazingly. I mean, we had 60 girls on the field, which is absolutely fantastic. It's exactly what we wanted. But the ideas on how to reach that target audience, and catering for those, that was the challenge.
So how did you get around that then? Was it purely kind of social media, or I mean, I guess you can't just go up to people at airsoft events and just go, "Hello, you're a female. Would you like to come to my weekend event?" I mean, maybe you did. Maybe that is the best way of doing it.
We did, yeah.
When we see women at sites, the three of us will be like, "Hey, like, you know, you play airsoft. Have you heard of UKAL?" So that did kind of work in a way, but obviously, like Jem said, we were trying to target people that have never played airsoft before. So you're not going to find them at an airsoft site necessarily, unless potentially they're a partner, which was one of our tactics.
Yeah, my way of thinking was, boys, if you want more kit in your house, get your missus to play. So a few came from because the lads already played. Sisterhood had coffee meetups and things. They managed to get some ladies to come as well, but they all enjoyed it. I think there was maybe 26 or 30 newbies, brand new, but they loved it.
Lots of good
things. Oh, nice. So
we did actually.
I was just going to say, so you obviously had, it obviously just wasn't just women there as well. You obviously had some catering for other halves and sort of, because ultimately I know that do you want to just give me a breakdown? Because apologies, I wasn't able to attend. But I know that there was kind of a split between kind of gameplay on the Saturday and Sunday, and then kind of, can you give us a bit of an explanation as to how that worked?
So it got nicknamed, didn't it? The Crash.
Yeah, the boys' crash.
On the Saturday, the main focus was for the women to be playing down on the main game field. However, we did have several different activities in the safe zone for the lads' partners to be like joining in, so they weren't just sat there bored waiting. So we had they've got like a little gulag area. So the lads do like 1v1, 2v2, like pistol shootouts on there, so they could still kind of play. We then had the bar. So we had the guys come down from 4x4 with their little bar set up. We had the attack sense. Yeah, that was really cool. So Warzone have done a little saloon themed area.
Country western,
and they've got a smoke machine in there and stuff, and then obviously you've got all the targets laid out, so that was quite cool. And then we had like games consoles, so the lads were trying to beat each other at Mario Kart, which was quite fun.
Go away, you stupid bomb.
Oh no, don't, there's a video going around, right? So the Friday, I'm like jumping back and forth, sorry. So on the Friday it was mainly like a social, and obviously the organisers had got there a little bit earlier than everyone else. So I was on the old Mario Kart waiting for everyone to turn up, and I got a bit carried away. And there's a video of me like shouting, because part of it, I think, if your character dies, you turn into this little bomb car and you can chase people around and like blow them up. And so yeah, there was a video at one point of me going, "Go away, you bomb," because I was being chased. So I was like, oh dear.
We also had one of our lasses, Flo, bring an absolute shit ton of guns on the range for the guys to have a go at. I mean, what the hell was that thing that was HPA, and it had a proper kick in the shoulder when you're firing it? Sort of like a 249, but it's not. I'm gonna have to find out what the hell that was, because everyone loved that. Even the guys were just practically at the range, and then alongside
this Welsh bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
She had all the guns
Lovely.
laid out at the ridge. She just came with the guns just for people who have a glove, and they all loved it. And then also they put netting up alongside of the site where the camping space was. So the guys were even watching the girls play on the Saturday as well. You know, they'd be sat there with the beers watching the lasses play. And they're like, you know what? You kicked ass.
We had table tennis, darts,
Yeah.
pool. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. That was so.
But, like-
So the Friday was a social kind of bit. The Saturday was the girls only game, and then the Sunday, from my understanding, you had like a mixed. At that point, it was kind of
like a normal skirmish day, basically. So
We had a night game as well.
we had a night game on. So the night game got postponed because the bar was a little bit too popular on the Friday evening. So we postponed the night game for health and safety reasons to the Saturday evening, which was just immense. It was so good. I didn't play it, but I went to, so they did it ground floor only. So they had like a spectators platform. Basically, we all went upstairs in this one building. We were all watching, and obviously at night time, when they let all the smokes off, the smoke really lingers and sits. So it created this really awesome, like eerie atmosphere. You can see
sirens as well.
Sirens, yeah. And they had the floodlights, so they'd turn them on for like 5 minutes and then turn them off for 5 minutes. And all you can see is like these silhouettes running around, and it was just, it was really cool. And all these
Loads of
smoke
smoke.
getting off and smoke.
Yeah.
And everything. So that was good.
Enola Gay supplying loads of smoke, which was cool.
which
Yeah.
ignoring the 2 T-shirts that we have on tonight, not a sponsor of the show.
It was not planned. Generally wasn't.
We
We
give
both
out-
had the cameras on, and I was like, snap.
We give out free T-shirts. All the ladies that booked for the weekend got given a free raffle strip. So was it Saturday that we drew the raffle
Saturday,
prizes?
yeah.
What were they winning again?
So
Pistol from BZ.
the
Mask from
pistol
Lone Star.
was for the attack sense.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
Shelley won that.
One of our members, Shelley, won the pistol for the quickest time on the attack sense. She was really tough with that, bless her. That was
She
cool.
beat the boys.
Yeah, because the boys were allowed to enter that as well. So that was quite nice that one of the ladies won it. And then so the prizes. So we had some masks
Emerson
from
Rig-Off
Lone Star.
Fusion.
The Rig-Off Fusion. We had some like T-shirts and stuff off Enola Gay. Jen, what were the other ones?
We had 6 night sights, digital night vision units.
Yeah.
That we gave away, which was amazing. 6 of them.
Yeah, that was really good.
That's pretty cool. I want to get them on the show at some point because I've been looking up about the whole night sight type thing. It's a massive tangent from what we're talking about, but being able to give 6 of those away is a pretty cool thing. So
Yeah.
We had some like tech mats from Rogueworks, and then we had like a little girly hamper.
Every new member, every first timer got a free pair of Edge iPro from Country Sports Wholesales. So they donated a whole load of iPro to the newbies. So that was amazing.
that's cool. Yeah.
And they all got a patch as well, a GWA patch.
We spoiled them.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something else. But yeah, like companies were very kind in donating the free products for us.
Nice.
Very good.
So I'm gonna change tack now. So between the 3 of you, for each one of you, what was your kind of key moment from the weekend?
Who wants to start?
Jem, do you want to go first?
I'm not talking about my eye. I like the group hug. The group hug was
It's probably not a key moment, that.
No, we're not talking about the eye. The group hug. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Alex. someone shouted group hug, and then all the girls got together. I was right in the middle with Sarah, but you couldn't see me because I'm so short.
I was getting
doing my red hair.
Yeah, that was just. I'm so happy we've got a photo of that, because literally the sportsmanship. There we go. Sportsmanship between the girls, absolutely phenomenal. We had such a nice time, and that picture just sums it up basically. And that was a key moment for me, apart from the injured eye.
We'll come back to that in a bit.
Yeah.
I think mine for me was on the Saturday when we're playing with the girls, and I'm upstairs with one of the newbies, and I literally just put my gun on the floor and I knelt down next to her, and we're just like keeping an eye on the enemy and things like this. And I'm saying to her, right, can you see them over there? Shoot, 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 you know. And she had a high cap mag, so I'm like winding it for her and things like this. And it was just, I think the teaching I really enjoyed doing with the newbies as well. And like even when we're moving about upstairs, I'm like, right, keep your head down, and just do quick bob ups like this first, and then stick your gun out, you know. I could be a trainer on JBG, could I? So I just enjoyed the whole teaching the newbies, really. Yeah.
Following on from that, something we didn't actually mention. So on the Saturday, before we went into the main sort of game with all the women together, the marshals, which they were absolutely fantastic, man.
Oh
The marshals did an absolutely amazing job of the weekend. So they took the rentals and the brand new players that have never played before, took them down onto the game field. They'd previously taken them on the range and kind of, shown them this is gun safety, winding your mags, because a lot of people forget that, and the basics. Then they took them down onto the game field to do a mini team deathmatch just between themselves, kind of ease them in. And then the experienced players, we went down and we did a 30-minute warm up, and then they mixed us together. So I think that really helped as well, just to kind of ease them in and build their confidence slowly. But I must say, probably one of the key sort of things that stood out to me was the fact that, I don't want to ramble too much. Normally, if I go to a game site, you can generally tell who the new players are, because they'll be very timid, they'll hang back. Not always, but sometimes. At our event, the new players did absolutely amazingly, because they were in there straight away. Yeah. I was looking after, I was kind of trying to sort of buddy up with my friend's daughter. She was 14. She went, I couldn't keep up with her. She'd never played before. And there were these games where they were just running straight into the main firefight. And I'm just like, okay then, bye. But they were just so fantastic. And the whole atmosphere was just amazing.
Everyone called the hits, you know.
There was no issues whatsoever. Everyone.
It was the perfect skirmish day. Absolutely perfect.
We had one girl, Paris. She
Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog.
And I reckon she did it in 9 seconds. She ran straight from the woods, straight to the objective, captured the flag in about 9 seconds. I said to the marshal, I said, how long did that take? He goes, didn't even have time to start my stopwatch. So literally, I reckon that was a site record.
And we have to do the game again.
We get nicknamed Sonic for the rest of the weekend for that. I think somebody actually got a little video clip from the campsite running through the game field, and they were just like, go on. It's really cool.
Call sign Sonic. And then the two newbies that shot Jem, they're now call sign Killer. Jem, you have to explain what happened.
So I thought I was proper stealthy. There's a little building with 2 floors and windows on either side. So I pushed up to the building. I could see them. They shot at me, and I was like, right, I'm gonna be able to try and flank rounds and get in the door. But they were waiting for me. They were ready. So she was right up to the door. I pushed in, point blank, full auto to the eyes. while the girl upstairs was lighting me up. And yeah, I had a lovely little black eye for the event. So yeah, well done, girls.
So at some stage in all the pictures, people will notice that Jem starts to turn for the photo, trying to hide the black eye. Just going, hang on, guys, hang on, like.
Yeah.
But the marshals were fantastic again with that.
Testament to your eye pro though, because obviously good eye pro, good protection, good drills there. So
the black eye was not actually from the BB; it was from the impact, where it was point blank. It was the nose pad caused mark. Yeah, it was actually from the impact. But I must say, the marshals at Warzone handled it absolutely brilliantly. Also, I don't know if you know, what's his Instagram? His name's Jay. Raz?
Yeah.
He's a photographer. He was there, watched it all happen. He escorted me back up to the safe zone. So thank you so much. He was absolutely brilliant, calmed me down. And then marshals were just straight on it. First aider was there. They sorted me out. Yeah, they were proper on it. So yeah, thank you, Warzone.
I think that's about the only time the whole weekend I actually ran.
you say.
I was like, Jem's been hurt.
So you say these were the two new players?
Yeah.
Rental.
Yeah. So that's a kind of bittersweet, like, oh yeah, well done you, like, yeah, great.
Yeah, but I mean, one of them, bless her, she was really upset about what she'd done, you know, and I'm comforting her and just making a joke of it, going, you know, oh, call sign killer, you know, and she soon cheered up, and then she wasn't going to play afterwards. I was like, nope, I'm dragging you out with me, so got her back out there. You know, I went, these things happen, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna, but now she's set up her own Instagram account. She's loving airsoft.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if she's even 18. Is she 17?
Not sure.
Not sure.
Maybe a bit younger. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's 17. But yeah, she just panicked. I mean, it happens. It's, you know, that's a risk that you take, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think it was obviously you don't want things like that to happen. But I think it definitely showed the newbies that things like that can happen. Yeah. But the fact of how it's so brilliantly dealt with when it does happen. So I think that was also kind of like the positive side of it, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you find that I was just saying with the new players that you attend, have you kind of, I appreciate it's only been 2 weeks after, but have you kind of seen any potential increase in kind of membership with UKAL, or sort of are there people that have gone, yeah, this is cracking, I'm going to get into this straight away?
Yeah, so, we've had more join UKAL now. Was it 408 members, I think now?
Yeah. We also had, so obviously we spoke about the raffle that we had on the Saturday. But we also had call sign wheels.
Nice, definitely.
There with their little stall where they do the like tombola, and one of the newbies that went on the tombola actually won a rifle. Yeah, and she was so happy. And I was like, "Well, you're gonna have to start playing now because you've got no excuse. You've got a gun now."
She's my work colleague, and she was just like, "Yeah, I'm probably not really going to enjoy it. I'll probably just sit in the bar all day." I was like, "Right, okay." She goes, "I'll play one game." I lost her. She absolutely loved it. I just kept every time I saw her, she just had this big grin on her face. She's like, "I love it." And I was like, fantastic. That's what it's about.
That's wicked. I just want to remind everyone, because we've got people watching. If you want to throw a question in for Alex, Jem, or Sarah, then please feel free to do so. If you just put a little cue at the beginning. There's a number of people that have sort of just joined in and said hello. We've got call sign Samurai, Chris Pullen, Chris Ulu, Sam Underhill, Country Sports Wholesale have waved at us.
Hey.
Oh, and Hasmin as well. Hey, ladies and gents. Yay, GWA. So,
hey,
awesome. So I forgot about the other question I was going to ask now. The bar. You specifically mentioned at the start of the show that you wanted to mention about the amazing bar. So I have queued up the link for them. But tell us more about the bar.
I loved it. It's basically a Defender that they've used, that they've turned into a cocktail bar, and there was cocktails. We were given the opportunity to create our own, like give them names. Jem, can you remember the names? I forget.
We had a Spawn Star Martini, which is obvious. We had a Quick Hit. Couldn't tell you what was in that one, but it was definitely a quick hit. You had a Pink Flashbang, which was like a pink gin and lemonade type thing. You had a Coconade, which was like a coconut and pineapple. It's like a pina colada. Would you say, Alex?
I ended up calling it something else when I ordered it.
Maybe we won't mention that.
We won't mention that.
I'm sure people can imagine.
It weren't cocoa.
It must have been my writing on the board.
Because I think I even said when I ordered it, if a guy orders it, will it make it blow?
But the drinks were so nice.
Yeah, I can't remember the other one, but we got to name them. That was really cool.
I don't know what lager they were serving from the pump, but my God, it was strong. I was ratted.
Yeah, because they had beer pumps in the Defender, like in the side of it, and then they had the little sort of pop-up bar that they set forward from the Defender to like do all the cocktail making, and they had the shakers out and everything.
But it was so good. That's why we had to postpone the night game, because obviously we didn't let anyone play that was under the influence of alcohol. So we weren't expecting so many people to love the bar so much, but it was brilliant. Friday social was really fun. There was fire. Everyone was getting involved. Bar was popping. It was really good.
I mean, Mike knows what I'm like when I've had a drink. I go and sit on anyone's lap. I've done it to him, Lance, Andy, Pegasus. I was doing the same around the campfire again. Just, hey, sit on your lap. Embarrassing. But we need this bar at Shifty Riffs.
I was going to say, Gemma, Sarah, did you manage to get a drink or two, or did Alex just raid the whole bar?
I drank it all.
Alex just had her head under the pump for all of Friday night,
I think at one point I even went behind the bar trying to make my own cocktail.
Yeah, you did. But no, they were great guys.
They were joining in with all the fun.
4x4, they're called.
So one of the biggest things with sort of any airsoft weekender is usually the toilet and food situation as well on top of the boss. So how did you kind of handle that from that perspective? Was it a case of just people brought their own food? Was it generally sort of like stuff all in?
Absolutely brilliant.
Toilets were naturally going to be the main one of the main things, but luckily Warzone are quite good anyway with their facilities. So they've got proper plumbed in toilets, which we made a point of telling the ladies, because obviously a lot of the time you turn up at an airsoft site and you've got one portaloo between like 150 plus people, and the lads use it, and it's not very pleasant. They even had a new shower and pamper area. So just outside the showers, they had a little area where they had mirrors up, and you've got plug sockets, so you can like plug your hairdryer in after you've had your shower or whatever, and charge batteries and stuff too. So that was really cool. And then what else we mentioned? Oh, the food. Yeah. So the food we had. I don't think anyone did actually take a barbecue. I don't know.
No.
The option was there, but I don't think anyone did. Because
we did say you're allowed to bring barbecues as long as they're off the floor, because obviously the camping area is on a field. But the site did provide food, so they did breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Hash browns.
Yeah, hash browns breakfast, yummy.
The pizzas, oh my God! So
they
they ordered we ordered takeaway pizza. So we had to put our pre-order in early on in the day, and they went and collected it, and it was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, they did really well with the food. Even the campsite had a portaloo, because it was located away from the safe zone. Even the campsite portaloo was literally, I'm the most fussiest person ever. It was so they really
we had a toilet checker. That's how bad Jem is on cleanliness. I have to check the portaloos at NAF before she'll go in it.
100%. I'll start gagging and everything. It was brilliant.
But Warzone even supplied some shower gel, sanitary products, and things like this. Yeah, really good.
So I don't know if I missed it. The showers.
Say that again. Sorry.
Did you say they supplied shower gel? I'm confused.
Shower
were there
gel,
showers?
Yeah, so they've got showers.
Right, okay. I didn't hear there were showers. It was a bit strange that there were supplied of shower gel for the toilets. I couldn't work out. Sorry.
They've took away a little bit of safe zone, a few meters, to put in 2 showers, and then an area.
Oh, nice. Okay,
with mirrors up and plug sockets. So if you want to do your hair dry, plug them, or charge your phone, charge your batteries. They had enough power in the generator to supply that.
Oh, cool. Nice one. Yeah, sorry, I missed the showers. I just got confused about the shower gel in the toilet. So I was mind boggled as what was happening there. So going back to, I know we're sort of jumping around. So going back to when you announced the event, there was obviously a slight mixed reaction. I don't want to kind of focus on the negativity because obviously people are twats and unfortunately you have to deal with that sometimes. But how did you, I mean, was it a generally positive reaction that you got and you could easily just kind of fend off the trolls and stuff, or was it kind of that a bit of a challenge with organising the event?
Not gonna lie, I struggled with the trolls, but Jem, Sarah, Ash, Hassie, they helped me through it. There was times where I wanted to avoid social media because we've never been trolled before, and the comments that we were getting on a particular page on Facebook where we advertised, I'm not going to name it, that's where most of the trolling was. But the admins of that group were good. They were supportive. They'd keep an eye on things and delete people and things like this. But I'd say 95% was supportive.
Yeah, I agree. I reckon, about 99% of it was supportive. But it's never nice when, you put so much, the amount of time and effort that went into this event for them people to just troll you. It's never nice. So yeah, that was hard, but majority of people were overwhelmingly supportive. So, and obviously the event was a great turnout, so it was all worth it. At the time, it's never nice reading horrible comments. But yeah.
No, I mean, we were obviously talking about this before the show, and I do think it's important that, and I'll say this so that you guys don't face any repercussions, but basically just sod off. If people want to do a thing, let them fucking do it. Just, it's not down to you to tell one person to another what you can and can't do. And that's not just a UKAL thing. That's, if someone's going to do something, crack on. Just let them do it. It just winds me up. But yeah, basically, I just wanted to just get that out there because it was something that I felt was important. Basically,
thank you.
Cool. No, that's great. Did you take it more positive? Did you find that there was anything sort of pre-event where people would ask you a question and say, I've never done this before. Will this be there? And then you kind of maybe adapted your event a little bit for that?
Yeah, absolutely. We took every feedback on board. We even reworded some of our advertising to try and make the trolls more happy. Every comment we did take on board, and we tried to accommodate for everyone. People said what they wanted. We asked the members what they wanted for the toilet, sanitary items, that was all provided. by the site. It sounds really silly, like what you want from the toilets, but for a female, if you go to an airsoft site, you do look into what the toilets are like. It's just something we do. So yeah, we did listen to feedback.
Jem, I'll give you a little secret. Men do it too. I mean,
I mean,
there we go.
Yeah, you never know. People could be germaphobes. You don't know what they've got. Like, we did the whole menu so that it catered for, like, there was vegetarian options, any allergies, things like this.
Yeah.
I mean, genuinely, from the feedback that I've heard, you absolutely nailed it as an event, and hats off to you. And I do think that I'd be reticent if I didn't ask, is it going to be a GWA 2026? Is this going to become a annual thing?
I think there's going to be.
Not to put you on the spot.
I mean, we had so many people at the event, because this happened with the charity event, our first charity event. People were asking at the event, when's the next one? And that's what we had at this as well. Yeah. When's the next one? So I think you'll just have to, we haven't really discussed it yet, so you have to just keep your eyes open.
Watch this space.
So diversifying slightly in the whole conversation, is there anything else that you guys are working on at the moment? Like, are you doing another charity weekender as well? Is this, because I know we had this with the podcast as well. I know when you do something and you're like, yeah, it's cool, I like doing that, and then you kind of committing yourself to doing it again, and then you end up doing sort of 4 or 5 things in the year, and then your whole life becomes organising things.
My whole goal for UKAL in the next 5 years is to get a tour bus. That's my goal for a tour bus.
Alex wants to do UKAL on tour and go abroad, which I think is such a good idea. So
18-seater bus, just plaster the bus with UKAL stickers, big logo on the side. Get one of the guys to drive so we can have a drink while we're travelling. Get on the Eurostar, go abroad. UKAL take Europe.
It's always a bit non-stop for us anyway, because when we're not doing big events, we're planning meetups. We still have our meetups for the girls, so every couple of months we'll organise for the girls to get together and have a game somewhere. We make a big social out of it the night before. So we have our main UKAL meetup, which we organise, and then where, as Alex said earlier, we've now got 408 members. We are expanding, and we call them UKAL reps. So we split up into regions, and we've got a representative in each region that are hosting like mini meetups, just to take the pressure off us a little bit. So yeah, there's UKAL meetups all over the place, happening all the time. So yeah, we are just having a chill period, focusing on the meetups, and then go from there.
What do you think we should do? What do you think we should do?
I mean, you're more than. I personally would like to see more women in milsim. I mean, I'd be reticent if I didn't say I want to get more people in milsim anyway, just because that's the whole fundamental point of the November Foxtrot podcast. We're trying to promote milsim and get people into the sport. And it's the same way that you obviously brought more women into the sport by your event. The more people that do the sport, and the more that we foster new people at whatever age, whatever background, getting into it, the sport will be bigger. There'll be more events. The same for me, I was into milsim. So if you've got, say you get an extra 200 people in an area that want to do milsim, there'll be more milsim events. So then you've got that kind of, wealth of activities that you can go and do. So, maybe a UKAL team at the next Defiant events or something like that would be cool to see.
It'd be cool. UKAL taking over Longmiller. Say again, Sarah.
We spoke to Defiant at Shift, your Rift, didn't we? But, they invited us to their event, and we were we were like, when's your event? And then they said, and it was actually the same weekend as the GWA. And we were like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to blow James's trumpet too much, but they have got a lot of events coming up. So, and I can recommend them. So, it depends more on what you want to play style wise. But I think, yeah, just generally more people at Milsims would be cool. And it'd be if you've never done one before, as I know that Sarah and Jem both said, it would be cool to kind of get you there and you know, maybe even we could have like a NoFo UKAL team together. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
So, no, nice. So, did you achieve what you wanted to achieve with GWA? I think that's the kind of the ultimate thing. Like, you've run the event. You hit a number of points. Is there anything that you felt you could have done a little bit better, maybe, or something that you kind of like? Yeah, we did that, but next if we did it again, we could do it even better or bigger.
I think in terms of advertising to newbie players, we'd do it in a different way if we were to do it again. And maybe start advertising it earlier, potentially. Yeah. That's what I would say. I wouldn't say necessarily from the actual event anything better, but we may do things differently just to change it up a bit. But I wouldn't say that there was any negatives as such.
No.
I think advertise it as a private event for women rather than a full weekend. For me, the best time was the Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So advertise it as a private event for the women.
Yeah, we may have it women only completely.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, I wouldn't say there's anything that we could do better, but yeah, as Sarah said, maybe do things differently. For example, I'm not saying we would change this, but we had some feedback about our ticket prices. So obviously we wanted to get new women into the sport. So we had this amazing deal for the newbies and they had a heavily discounted ticket, which meant we got so many new players. If we were to change that, we might not get as many new players. We might get more regular players. So it's just thinking about how we can do things differently, weighing up the pros and the cons, and looking at it that way.
It's a case of, do we want to have the event to get more women, new women, or do we want to create an event where it's just women? There's two differences. Preferably, we've got a load of new women. These new women will talk to people. You know, like it's that domino effect, isn't it? One person finds out something, they tell someone, who tells someone, who tells someone. So it could be just the one price ticket for all women. It don't matter if you haven't played or you have. I think it should be, if we do another, I think it should be like that.
I think it's when at this point, let's be fair. I think the passion that you three kind of extol at this point, I don't think it's going to be an if. I think it's going to be a when.
All right, you got it out, man.
It has been really, really hard work, but it would be so much easier now if we do another one, because we know what we're doing. We've done all the advertising. We've got it all there. It would really take the pressure off. We know what we need to do differently. We know what worked well. So we've got it all there ready. It's just whether we decide to.
Maybe you asked me earlier what I suggest that you could do. Maybe you could do two at the same time in different parts of the country, so you've got even more coverage. Just as a thought.
Like north and a south.
Yeah.
What are those? Have you?
Because I know that's always. I mean,
have you seen before? See, I can't remember where I saw it. Where they have those like interactive like portal type things, and they place. There was an advert on telly where they have them, and it's like a camera or something. They stand in the street in front of it, and then there's somewhere like the other side of the country, and there's people in the street like talking to each other.
I've never seen that.
Oh, I'll have to find it. We could do that, like a North and a South event, and have one of those. You can be like, hello.
Do they sell them on Temu?
Probably not, Alex. I mean, it seems quite high tech. Maybe we'll just get a laptop
Well, to
with
be
a
fair,
webcam.
you can have just look at them, just going with a Zoom call, like a Zoom's probably a poor example because I think there's like a 42-minute cut off on that one. You'd have to constantly be refreshing it, but you could have something like that just between the two. Just as a thought, because I know you've obviously got a big spread of UKAL members across the country. I'm guessing that it is hard. My experiences of kind of getting everyone together into one event, so maybe that could be an idea. But I am a bit of an ideas man, and I appreciate I'm not the one that would have to organise this. So please feel free to tell me where to go.
That's a good idea. Good idea.
Is that Dexter?
So
Sorry. Oi!
So apologies, I should already know this, but have you done a charity event this year, or are you doing one? I can't remember if you've...
So we did our first one. Then everyone was like, oh my goodness, this was amazing. When's the next one? So we did one the following year. Realised that actually that's quite a lot of organising. And obviously we all work and have families. So we were like, once we finished organising one, we were starting on the other. So we then kind of said, okay, maybe we'll do it every other year. So this was actually meant to be our year of big event. And then obviously GWA happened. So, not sure.
I mean, it's how many times can you ask a company to donate free stuff for a raffle? They've been so generous the last 2 years. It's kind of cheeky now. Like, oh, it's her again, asking for a pistol or a gun or whatever, Thank you to all the companies that have. I mean, Chris, last year there was £5,000 worth of prizes. I mean, we raised £4,000 for cancer research, 3,750 quid for SAFA. And it's, excuse me, what other charity do you go for? Do you do something for the children at like Great Ormond Street, something like that? Children with cancer. There's so many different charities. So it's a tough one.
Something random that I've completely randomly just come into my head. The weather. The weather was all right. It could have been better.
God. It was very weird.
And they actually flooded.
Hey! All right, bastard.
I was asleep and I
Enjoy
slept
your
through
power
Mike
nap,
ringing
fella.
me, so I apologise.
Okay, now.
How is everyone?
Jem was just talking about the weather.
Oh yeah, the weather.
Yeah.
Now I've got no sound. Hang on a sec.
Bye.
He massively interrupts and deviates everything. Jem, you carry on. I'm going to mute Andy for the minute.
Listen, the weather's a really important topic, Where was I? The weather. Right. The camping area was down a great big track. You could obviously walk there and it didn't take long at all. But to drive there, you had to go down a track. And the rain flooded this track to the point where the Portaloo drop-off van got stuck. So we were like, oh my God, this is going to be disastrous because people need to get their tents down there. Like, what are we going to do? The site, absolutely brilliant. They had a quad bike and a little trailer, and they literally put everyone's camping stuff on the back of the quad bike and just drove it all down. And literally, it sounds like it would have been a disaster, but it worked so smoothly. Yeah. It was massive quick thinking, and we were panicking, thinking, oh God, everything's ruined. But yeah, it was absolutely brilliant.
And then they let the people who had the tent boxes on top of the cars park on the grass next to the car park as well. So, because I was doing, what I did at Shifty Rift, where I put my basher attached to the car over the tent. So I parked the car up the top and did it that way. But 1 minute it's sunny, the next minute it's raining. But like the lasses and the newbies, we still went out and played in the rain. although it was muggy, it was just nice.
It was.
Yeah, proper good atmosphere.
Didn't stop anyone, did it?
No, they're all badasses, definitely. Welcome, Andy.
I'm back now. Yeah, I'm
Put my
fully
coat
back. I
on,
can
then
hear
take it
everyone. Sorry, apologies. I'm going to get told off by Mike big time later. So
Nah, it's fine, don't worry.
It's fine, Andy. It's no problem. You did say you'd be awake at 2:45. I just didn't realise it'd be 8:45 instead of 8:45.
yeah, no, neither did I.
I don't know if you've been catching any of this so far, Andy. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. One that I did have was, so what were your biggest takeaways from the event itself? So, you know, what did each of you kind of take away? So not necessarily like your favourite moment or anything like that, but what was the kind of the lasting thought of, oh yeah, you know, this is going to be something that I take with me going forward?
I think for me, how amazing the women's airsoft community is, and how like people are still talking about the event in our UKAL chats now, and everyone is so supportive to each other. Honestly, I can't tell you, in this group chat, everyone is in real life so lovely, and everyone looks after each other. Everyone helps each other out. They talk about all sorts, not even airsoft stuff. They're generally like a massive family. So just how important UKAL is, and women's airsoft community, and yeah, how amazing this thing is that's been created.
Yeah, we had some of the girls that didn't drive were actually getting trains to the event. We had the like other members in the chat that were like, I'll come get you from the train station. I'll go to, you know, like getting water for each other, things like that. It just really did show what Jen was saying about the community. Like everyone was looking out for each other at the event as well, making sure like each other were okay. Like it was really lovely to see and be a part of.
There was even a couple that came. He's played before. I can't remember his name. Apologies, but his girlfriend had never played before. They set off on the Thursday on the train. So I don't know how many trains they got to the site.
Yeah.
Do you know sort of what the furthest distance was that you had for people kind of attending?
Probably me. It was supposed to be. Yeah. How long does it take me? 3.5 hours? I don't know.
That's
Were the people from Cornwall, maybe?
If you're listening back to the podcast and you haven't quite grasped it yet, Alex is from the north.
Shut up.
So
I forgot to write subtitle cards. Hopefully the subtitles at the bottom.
I did actually say at the event. So Alex just kept saying this thing. I can't even remember what it was. She's like, don't forget your something or other. And I was like, what? And she had to say it about 5 times.
Gegs.
And I was like, Alex, I don't know what you're saying.
You what?
Have you got your gegs?
Gegs.
Gegs.
I was like, what?
Glasses. Gegs. Have you got your gegs?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You and I are special, aren't you?
I am indeed.
I just said to her, like, Alex, why didn't you bring your subtitle cards with you, babe? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So when's the UKAL Alex dictionary coming out?
Oh.
Well, that didn't go well. So one thing that I did, like, obviously, you design your event to like bring in new players, like new female players. Have you noticed an increase in I want to say like UKAL subscription, sort of like new members coming in? Because I've got to admit, within the last couple of years, the amount of new female players that I've seen come into Blackstone and down at Redcon and other sites that I've been going to, I would say it's definitely doubled. Do you find that you're getting a lot more female players coming to your event just to have it as like, because I'm not sure how, for me, that I look at it like it's a female only event. do you find that the amount of females that are starting to play the hobby are coming to you directly with your events and things?
Yeah, we have grown this year alone, and especially after the event, we've had so many new members. And even when new members go to sites, because when someone joins the Facebook community group, we ask them where they heard about UKAL and stuff like that, where they've played. Even sites are now saying to people, oh, have you heard of UK Airsoft Ladies? So even sites are like getting people to join. And then we have lots of people join that they've searched for female airsoft communities and found us. So yeah, people are coming directly to us and then getting into like we have people that have never played airsoft before and just want to get into it and use us to do that. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think we're at the top of the search engine as well now on Google. Because before it used to be women of airsoft. That was the American one, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But we've even got women in Europe trying to join the Facebook chat, but they're not from the UK. So I accidentally like let one in. But I thought, well, yeah, she can let the ladies know in the chat what it's like to play in Europe, and then I'll get UKAL on tour in Europe.
So do you think UKAL might change their name and become European?
UKAL EU.
Yeah, but EUAL doesn't kind of you.
Yeah,
well,
that's
we
wrong.
did actually, a couple of years ago, we did actually have somebody, I can't remember where he was from now, but he'd heard about UKAL and he ended up doing like a video chat with us because he wanted to know how. Do you remember that? So he wanted to.
Dutch guy.
Me and Jen went on with him. Where was he from?
It was Dutch.
Dutch. So yeah, he basically wanted to know how we came about, how UKAL was formed, how we organised it, and all the ins and outs of like the kind of boring admin stuff. And he was like, I think it's amazing, and I'm gonna basically show some women he sort of knows over there the concept and see if they wanted to do their kind of version of it over there. We didn't end up hearing anything back, so I don't know whether they did or not, but it's good to know that, you know, other places are, you know, we're being noticed.
It's cool that there's a lot of European female airsofters collabing with the UKAL account as well.
Yeah. We had 2 girls from Puerto Rico that actually really, really wanted to come to GWA to the point where they were setting up flights and hotels, but it was looking at like a couple of grand plus for each of them. So they didn't come in the end, but they were messaging and they're really trying to work out logistics to try and get over to GWA. So that's amazing. We'll go from Puerto Rico.
So it's definitely becoming worldwide then. So
yeah,
that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we first had you on, and you'd only been running a couple of years, and like you all were still kind of very much finding your feet. Whereas like since then, it just seems to explode. Not saying that we've had anything to do with it, but
I think
just saying. No, just saying like the coincidence of it from when we had you on. How you've managed your socials.
Andy is the equivalent of our Alex. Going, I'll take credit. I'll take credit. So,
I take no credit of anything.
It is a very good point though, because you know we've been on your podcast, we've been on other podcasts, we've collaborated with various different sites, businesses, influencers, and that all over time has basically made UKAL what it is and more noticeable and recognized by everybody. So it all adds up.
I mean, we also write articles for AI magazine as well. We get a double page spread each month.
Yeah.
So that's helping.
Yeah.
But it's like before, what I was trying to say was before, like you could say to someone, "Oh, have you heard of UKAL?" and they'd be like, "No." So, like, obviously, as a marshal, especially being able to see a lot of female players coming into the hobby, I could point them in your direction. Whereas now, you come in and you say to them, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm already a member."
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. So it makes me look like a total tool.
Yeah, we've done it too. I said, "Oh, are you a UKAL member?" They're like, "Yeah, I'm in your group chat."
Yeah.
Oops.
I can see this becoming the sort of thing that almost becomes international. I mean, where you've already kind of mentioned that you're kind of getting branch representatives and stuff like that just in the UK. You know, I can see that's almost sort of similar to One Legion, isn't it, Andy? With kind of, you know, you kind of get different chapters of what is effectively like a bigger organisation around the world. So, you know, I mean, I guess each country just kind of have its own independent one, because I think international women in airsoft might be I think it would be a challenge to organise, but just. I don't want to come up with any more ideas. I don't want to kind of give you more to do, but I can see that becoming a thing. Basically,
so
I think that would be.
It's going to be like, I want to do this, I want to do that. All these ideas you're giving her. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want the tour bus.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the sports bra and leggings and sliders. That was a drunken idea from a couple of years ago, and it's worked. So now I want the tour bus.
I just wouldn't put Alex in charge of the international side of things.
Which can't even speak very good English, let alone.
Parlez-vous anglais?
We've had a question in from Chris. So Chris asks, why did the podcast stop?
Money.
Yeah.
So we basically were using our personal finances to fund the software for the podcast. And then over time, we just felt like
it was work patterns as well.
Yeah, we were struggling to, you know, obviously all work, all have families. So it was trying to make sure that there was enough of us that were free on the same day every other week that we were doing it. And then it got to a point where we were kind of like, we just felt it started to get kind of similar within the podcast. And we were like trying to focus on the events side of things as well. And it just kind of came to a point where we were like, let's just have a break for a we might do it again. Just for now, we're not. So
I'd rather do an Instagram live.
Yeah.
Alex is now turning us into a cooking show. She's just gonna.
No, I'm filling up my beard with oil. I've been smoking 6 months. I still need some nicotine. Bastards.
No, I mean, I you know, as a podcast ourselves, I can completely empathise with that. You know, we've sort of done a little bit of foraying to events and stuff, and I mean, we've been. Well, this is the 219th episode, so we've been bordering on the edge of lack of content for quite a while. There's a few periods where you can very clearly see that we struggle, and you know, I think we've kind of been on a bit of a roll over the last 30 or so now. We're sort of
sometimes you just
how things work, and it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Or you just sleep through it.
yeah.
Hasmin says, you ladies are amazing. Everyone done proud.
Hey, thanks, Sassy.
Thank you.
Chris says, I think you should sort a small scale male versus female. I genuinely think it'll be a fun event. It's great to see so many females in the airsoft industry now, and it's how it should be. You guys are doing a great job introducing and keeping more females in the game. Congratulations on the growth.
Thank you, but the answer to that is no. No to a male versus female. Absolutely not.
What Alex is trying to say is at our GWA event, the Friday and the Saturday was absolutely
smooth, perfect.
and
Yeah.
we will say no more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right, go into that. Well, yeah, so one thing I was going to ask, was there with the, there's obviously a difference in the male and female body, right? And in terms of the kit and loadouts and everything that people use, I was wondering if there was any kind of commonality that you were seeing, but I guess more amongst the kind of the regular players as opposed to the newbies. Is there any bits of kit that, if there is anyone listening that's not for whatever reason involved with UKAL, we'll make sure we link to you at the end so they can, subsequently after this get involved with UKAL. Are there any bits of kit that you could recommend kind of looking into if people are kind of skirmish players? I mean, we aren't going to sort of full meal sim, and we'll assume that they play a little bit. Otherwise, there's probably little reason they're watching this podcast. But there are any kind of bits of kit that you recommend? Yeah,
that is one of the main reasons why initially UKAL became a thing, was because it was to offer advice as well on kit for women, because a lot of obviously it's a male dominated sport, we all know that. It's absolutely fantastic that more women are getting into it, but then a lot of the clothing is obviously aimed at the male form, which is obviously quite different to the female form. So we also we get loads of people like, check like plate carriers and chest rigs for for boobs and
Melons.
stuff like that. One of the common ones. Obviously, what may fit
Trousers.
one lady might not fit another, but we do have questions on gloves as well, like for small hands, which I always point them in Jem's direction, which is the size of a child. Face pro.
You always get your trousers tailored as well, like 20 quid to tailor your trousers.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I'm 4'11". And obviously I have female curves. So yeah, my trousers, 25 quid, Viper, can't go wrong. And then Taylor's was like £17. And now they fit me perfectly. They're all custom fit, so can't really go wrong with the Taylor's.
We need a company to make trousers for women, because that's the main problem, is the trousers. It's all right saying, fancy boots. No, just get some walking boots from Sports Direct, There's plenty of rigs out there that are adjustable. It's always the trousers that are the problem for the women.
Yeah.
And I just wish a company would make some.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to Viper at all?
A couple of years back I
was
did.
just going to say the same thing.
Yeah. Because I'm sure they'd be be more than willing to help out.
I've spoken to a few companies about it. The audience is so small, so it's whether it's worth their while. It's a lot of money to create something for such a small target audience.
I don't have 30 grand in my ass pocket to set up my own company, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, from a business point of view, if you're the only one making female trousers, and you get your name out there that you're making female military style trousers for airsoft or mil sims or things like that, you've pretty much collared the market worldwide, haven't you? Really? So, and someone like Viper, like they are international. Like you can pick up Viper kit wherever you go. So it might be worth hassling them a little bit,
Hounding them, getting the DMs.
And I know of airsoft brands that do women stuff, but I'm not going to name it because Alex doesn't like it.
No,
but that, you might not want to spend. Generally, people don't want to spend £300 on a pair of trousers, shall we say?
No.
So, it's finding a good kind of middle point on quality versus
40 or
price.
50 quid on a pair of trousers. That's all you want to spend. You're only going to get torn to shreds and muddied up and stuff. That's why I got the army surplus shops. 20 quid pair of MTPs or DPMs. Jobs are good.
We do generally say if you can find someone locally that does tailoring, or in our UKAL chat, there are actually girls in our UKAL chat that do tailor work.
Yeah. We've got a sales chat as well.
So we can organise things like that within the group as well quite easily. But that tends to be trousers wise the best option, because then they're going to fit you decent.
So, Jem, then on the subject of gloves, what's the best gloves for small hands?
I have tried lots of gloves. I've been given lots of gloves by some amazing companies, and you are amazing. However, best gloves are £15 on Amazon, motorbike gloves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Extra small, 15 quid. I've been playing airsoft 6 years and I've gone through 2 pairs, 15 quid each. Can't really
That's
go
not
wrong.
bad.
Yeah. Nice.
I got given a pair of flashbang gov smokes because I wear smalls, and I'm really happy with them as well. From Flashbang Smoke.
Yeah, MB Tactical has some good gloves as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't go wrong with my Amazon. There are certain things you can and you can't buy on Amazon, but gloves you can.
Just going back to the male versus female event. We won't dwell on it, but there is some interesting chat going on. So Chris Berry suggests, I don't think the boys versus girls would work. There's too many egos to get bruised.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank
you, Butler.
Then Chris Zulu points out, I want to see the male ego get bruised. Some need knocking down a few pegs.
I'm not going to lie. I've seen these lot play. I am not going up against them. Fuck that. I'm quite happy to walk around quite lazily. These lot run around.
Yeah, that's what Pegasus was saying. So not sure about you lot, but the males would get demolished. All the females I know go guns blazing and won't leave anyone standing.
Thank you.
I must profess, I don't tend to get out and do as much skirmishing nowadays, and I'm too. I'll say old in the tooth, but I'm too. Oh, fuck off. I'm too ingrained in milsim now. So when I go skirmishing, when the skirmish day starts, I've been skirmishing now with a few milsim players, and we're like, cool, right? Should we get brew on? Yeah, that's cool. Let's crack on. Whereas all the young airsofters, like the skirmish players, all just like bang straight out the gate. We're still busy like setting up a perimeter.
For your skirmish day, you need to go to the right site. And I'm going to invite you boys to get up to Dirty Dog. You will love it. There's a Premier Inn.
Where's Dirty Dog?
Shildon, County Durham. There's a Premier Inn 10 minutes from the site. You need what?
Do I need shots to go that far north?
Probably. I'll just give you some Sambuca shots.
Might be able to understand them all up there.
You might have to get the headphones when you're drunk. You get that translate. You're
yeah, we'll download.
Just get Google Translate on the phone.
Yeah, up there, up that way, they do say "Where I man" and stuff like that.
I got to admit, me and Ash did a skirmish day Sunday because we've both said that we put on a little bit of weight. We haven't done anything for a little while. I was dead Monday. I'm well up for trying a little bit more skirmishing and getting out there.
Well, they've got big hills at Dirty Dog like that because it's on a dirt bike track as well. So can you climb hills like that?
I can roll
You're
down.
I
I
go down on my backside.
And I went there.
Yeah, just go down on my ass. Yeah, get up to Dirty Dog, boys, definitely. In the
Where
winter,
are your local sites? So if people wanted to sort of,
so Alex is north, Jem's south, and I'm Norfolk.
No, just Norfolk.
Norfolk.
Well, I didn't really know.
So like southeast.
Yeah, southeast.
Yeah, southeast. I play at a site called Ironside. which is in Andover. It's like a CQB urban site. Favorite site, absolutely. Surprisingly, obviously when I first started playing, I was the only female for years. But now we probably average about 5 females a game, which is pretty good. All UKAL members.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot of UKAL members down that way now.
Yeah,
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So one thing that I was wondering is obviously like with you growing exponentially, really. Have you got any like real big collabs that you're looking to do, either like events wise or product wise, or just have you got anything, any like big players that you would really love to either work with or you have got plans to work with very soon?
I mean, we've got a couple of things in the pipeline, with a couple of businesses, not in terms of like
trousers.
Yeah, hopefully people will see this podcast.
We work with obviously we're sponsored by Fusion. But it's very hard where they're if we're going to be sponsored by companies and stuff, they have to sponsor all 407 women. So
so obviously we have to kind of discuss terms and conditions of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there is UKAL members that have their own sponsorship deals. I mean, I encourage them to have their own airsoft journey. Like, even although the UKAL members, they can still play in their own little teams with the lads and things like this. You know, we're just a community to support them.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of our members have their own little teams. I've got a team. Gem's got your team, haven't you?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of our members have. It's just nice that, you know, obviously we've got our little community chats and things going on as well. We've got a lot of businesses that support UKAL. So we get like some discount codes and stuff like that, which is handy. Which is really nice as well to offer the girls.
Oh, we forgot to mention Operators Locker, who gave us any tactical stuff for the raffle. Thank you, Operators Locker.
And we had Dark Divisions stall.
Yeah, so Dark Divisions.
I knew I forgot something.
That was really cool, actually. So they do all their like clothing, so jumpers, hats, and stuff like that. So they approached us and asked if they could work with us on the event. And when we said okay, like we agreed to it. Discussed all the kind of, you know, where they were going to be, when and where and everything. And we were like, can we have some imagery for advertising you being there? And they were like, oh, well, they've just kind of started getting things rolling. So Gem, you actually went and done a little modelling shoot for them, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was really cool. So they got some photos and stuff. Gem got to be a little model. Some of the other girls went. So that was cool. And they were there for the weekend.
They must have made some money that weekend, because I spent 95 quid.
Their jumpers, there's some really, really cool designs on their jumpers and stuff. There was one that I wanted to get, but I don't think they have my size, so I've got to message them actually.
For the event, we weren't 100% sure on whether we were even going to have vendors.
Yeah.
So actually, when they approached us initially, we kind of said we weren't too sure about it. And then the reason why we went ahead with them is because they expressed how they weren't there to kind of just be all about themselves. They wanted to help the community grow. They wanted to support the event. And actually the reasons why wanting to attend, obviously they're a business, they're going to want to make money, obviously. But actually their focus was supporting the event. So we were like, absolutely, yeah, please come along. So yeah, I really hope they did do well with their sales. Cause yeah, thank you for coming.
And Liv joined in with the girls' game as well, didn't she? So
Yeah.
Cracking.
So,
we're pretty much coming to the end of the show. Go on, Andy, you got time for one more question.
So, well, I've got to make up for it, haven't I? I don't know. Obviously I was asleep at this point, but I don't know. There was a lack of you at Shift Your Riffs this year. Obviously, I saw you wandering around, but there was no UKAL stall. Is it something that you're going to possibly look into future events, like Airsoft Festival or Shift Your Riffs or other events? Is that something that you guys would think of maybe doing?
So we did have a little stall at the Newark Airsoft Fair 1 year, which was really good. I suppose it's because we weren't sure whether we were going to do that or not, purely because we don't really, obviously we have our merchandise that we sell to our members and our patches and stuff, but we weren't necessarily there to sell. We were there to advertise who we were and get our name out there. Obviously, without blowing our own trumpet, most people have generally heard of UKAL now. So it's kind of like weighing that side of it up. And Shift Your Wrists, just generally we weren't all kind of, obviously Alex was there to play for the weekend. Me and Jem weren't free for the whole weekend. So we came down on a Saturday just to kind of like socialise and go around and see everybody. But we had plans on the Sunday for a birthday. So that's why we kind of didn't really look at it. But in the future, that might be something that we possibly push a little bit more in terms of kind of how we go about it. That would have to be.
I'm swings and roundabouts. I don't really want to stall. I don't want to stand there all day. I like to wander about and mingle.
I was about to say it's about that balance, because we're not a business. We don't make money from it. We enjoy airsoft as a hobby, and sometimes we want to just have a laugh and enjoy ourselves. We spend a lot of time with doing things for UKAL, hours and hours. So sometimes we just want to be Alex, Jem, and Sarah, you know?
I've got to admit, we're like.
That's what I keep saying too.
We don't do anything. We don't really sell anything there. But it's just to have a laugh and just have like a social. But it is hard work, so I can understand like where you guys are coming from. Obviously, you do a lot of work throughout the year. But yeah, I've got to admit, it's a good laugh, and being able to meet people face to face as a November Foxtrot person, it is a good crack. Like it is a good laugh, but we never really get out to play. I think Mike got out once, so it is working the whole weekend again.
I mean,
let's not talk about me as often.
Me and Jem are going. I don't know if Alex is still undecided or not, but me and Jem are going to be at NAF, so we'll be most likely doing a little UKAL meet up in the kind of vicinity of the beer tent area.
Take Twister with you. Do a UKAL Twister.
Twister game.
I
mean, I did swim on a table once as a weird thing. Nearly kicked someone's drink over, but
I feel like going out drinking with you would be an experience.
You'd love it with me, though. You would love it with me. I'll get you sloshed. Drink you under the table.
I mean, I saw you wandering around late at night, Alex. So
yeah. We'll move on from this. But basically, we are coming to the end of the show. So I will just say, thank you obviously for joining us. It's been absolutely cracking to hear about GWA, and I can't wait to see the marketing for GWA 2026/2027 come out. Hopefully, maybe we can try and get our act together and help you a little bit more with that one next year as well. Be that, because I mean we're all blokes, so just in whatever capacity we can help out, that'll be I'm sure we'd be up for that. We just stand there reporting on it from the other side of the fence in the men's crash. It's going really, really well.
That came out free for the
one thing I was trying to. I can't help that, unfortunately. I always put my foot in it. This is going to sound even worse, but one thing I would like you to try to do. So we always do like our closing words, and rather than just kind of give you an open brief, I was hoping that you could come up with sort of some inspirational words or like a one-liner message or something like that to sort of try and help anyone that might be listening, or some words of wisdom to getting more women into airsoft and the like. Alex is already claiming responsibility for it. That's mine.
No. This was aimed at the guys. Don't be a shit. Call your hit.
I like
that. You will meet friends for life by joining UKAL.
Yep.
It's more than just a community. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful.
Nice.
One big family.
One big family.
I can't get rid of these two now.
Very inspirational, Sarah.
No, that's absolutely cracking. No, genuinely, thank you for coming on. It has honestly been really, really cool listening to the stories and the like from event, and we'll just bring this image up, which is
that's wicked.
I feel kind of probably your main representative image for the weekend and sort of how it went, and it just looked like good fun. So yeah, please, on behalf of everyone out there, please do another one because it'll be cool. And it's new, it's innovative, and I think you should do. I think it's a cool idea. So
Thank
Yeah,
you.
100%.
Thank you for having us.
don't just do it because I've told you to do. Please do.
Thank you.
No, the reason I say this, I want my daughter's 3 coming on 4, and I've not tried to bring up, this is this massive tangent now, but I've not tried to bring her up with kind of stereotypical princesses and stuff like that. Like if she wants to get into that, that's absolutely fine. But I want her to get into airsoft a little bit when she can. I appreciate at the age of 4, probably not ideal, got a few years yet, but this is my way of kind of like setting up the zone for her. So if you've got about 12 years to get it all sorted out and nice and smooth and now, and then I can just be like, yeah, cool, right, go and do this.
I'll be in a care home by then.
I didn't want to offend you.
I'll be getting my chauffeur to take me out on skirmish days in my Zimmer frame. Yeah. I'm thinking of actually getting, when I die, I'm gonna get buried in my airsoft kit as well.
But there'll be the bar there, so that'll be fine. It'll be a good wait.
Yeah, exactly. Bottle of rum in the coffin. I'm good.
Yeah.
A bell in there in case I wake up dead.
Right. On that note, we'll say goodbye. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, 8:00. We'll probably be doing a Q&A session. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with the show, you can do your email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is at November_Foxtrot_NoFo, and the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. If anyone wants to get in touch with UKAL, I know obviously you've said that obviously you can just search and you're the top of Google. What are your sort of specific socials that people can find you at?
Instagram's the main one.
Instagram. So you can message us on Instagram. We've got obviously pictures of all the girls on there, of them from their game days and stuff. And then Facebook, we've got the members group, which you can request to join, answer a couple of questions, and then we kind of like check that. And then we've got a public Facebook group as well, which we post like events on and things like that the guys can go on and check out what we're up to too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You've caught me short because I'm just trying to type out your Instagram. I can put it on the screen. It's the at UKAL Ladies. Yeah. Cool. Let's put that up there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey.
Cool.
All that modern
Absolute
technology.
streamlined provision. This show, we're so professional. You'd never know. Like it's between us and the BBC. There's no difference. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Tony Whitmarsh has just said good morning. Hello, Tony. I think that's something that you earned. Right, we'll be back Wednesday next week, 8 o'clock. In the meantime, have an absolute cracking week. And we normally say goodbye, guys, but on this week we'll say goodbye. Say goodbye, ladies.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
That was really weird, Andy. We're not doing that again.
No.
See you later.
Wrong. Right, back to bed.